hop on and pull some cards. It's New Year's Eve where I am. It is still pretty early. It's around 6 something. So if you're seeing this live, replay, whatever, you can always ask Spirit a question and see if the answer comes through clear for you. If there's something you've been wondering about, maybe watch and get confirmation of some sort. There are many ways that you could use this. Maybe you're going to hear a repeating message, something you hear all the time. Whatever you want, take it. If nothing resonates, that's also cool. So our first card is Temperance. So this is a card about balance. This is actually a major arcana card. And this is what a beautiful card. I love the way that this is depicting balance because it literally has the moon on one side and it has the sun on the other side. So this is a reminder that like balance comes in all forms. It comes in work and play. It comes in the good and the bad. It comes in the grief and the love. But this card specifically is popping out for me of the balance of the masculine and the feminine energy. And that is yin and yang, hot and cold, sun and moon, do, rest, right? So that's the kind of energy that's coming up for me is really this idea of we have to find a balance between yin and yang energy within our lives and all aspects of our life. So even particularly like in yoga, sun salutations in yoga, literal sun salutations. We do those in yoga practices and vinyasa and hatha practices literally to heat up the body. That is yang energy, that is fire, that is masculine, that is to get things going. That's why we also do practices like yin yoga, yin, feminine, cool. It's literally the opposite. It's meant to slow down. It's meant to let us be at rest, at peace, like restorative yoga, right? So it's really important that we have balance between both. We have to have balance between work and rest. We have to have balance between sitting in our masculine energy, which is competitive and going and doing, and feminine energy, which is receptive and slower moving and easygoing. Masculine energy approaches, feminine energy receives. Let's see what else we got. Oh, and then we have, look at this Knight of Cups, right? Okay, so switching gears. The Knights are about action. The Cups, this is love, interest. This is emotions. This is feelings. This is matter of the heart. Every time I see this card, I think this horse in the background is a fucking unicorn, even though it's not. I'm also looking at all my eyes are going to all the tattoos in this guy's arm. So, and like the red roses, those are really sticking out to me. And whatever is happening over here, this little picnic, this is sticking out to me too. The wine, the little bowl, the love letter. I feel like there's some symbology going on in this card that might be speaking to somebody. So if you want that Prince of Charming to come in or the Princess of Charming to come in, if you're ready to be swept off your feet, if you want the love, if you want the desire, if you want the fairy tale ending, you have to believe it in order to receive it. If you think that all men are trash, then you know what, sis? Sorry, all men are trash. If you think that there's no women out there that are going to have your back and be solid, then you know what, sir? That's your truth. That's your reality. Like everything we want, first off, we want because we think of how it's going to make us feel. But if we don't believe that something exists, how are we going to manifest that and pull that into our reality? Like you literally can't. You have to think that something is really real and that you're capable of having it if you want it to be in your life. If you have a dirty connotation and you think billionaires are dirty and gross people, so therefore that's what your brain and your psyche and your energy says that money is bad and it makes you dirty, the fuck it makes you think you're going to manifest a bunch of money. Like you literally like you don't believe that you can have money and be a good person because that's what you're saying, that's what you're putting out there. You know damn well if I was a billionaire, ooh, the things that I would do for the collective and the community, spirit, give me all the money in the world. There will be a homeless shelter on every fucking corner if I had it my way. You know what I mean? Like, is there an empty hotel? Not anymore. It's a homeless shelter now. Actually be rehabilitating people. You know, like, so if you don't believe, there are a billion fish in the sea. And maybe you're on social media and you're saying, I'm past my prime, or, men don't love me if I look like this, or, women don't love me if I'm below 5'10", or like whatever it is. Again, if you believe those things, then they're not going to get them in your reality. You have to actually believe and trust that there is a person out there that will love you, embrace you, and accept you for all that you are. And once you actually start to believe that, then that person has the space to come in. So again, if you do not believe something is possible, it's not going to happen. Let's see what else we got. Oh, we have the Five of Cups. Okay, so the cups, this is still about matters. I dropped one, so we're gonna read that one too. Fives traditionally in tarot, they are about conflict. They're about, some painful times. They can be about things not being the absolute best. But in the cups, matters of the hearts, feelings, emotions. But here's the thing. This person is focusing on the fire, right? They're focusing on this cup going down. The thing about this card is in the original Rider Tarot deck, there's a couple knockdown cups and a couple standing up. And again, this is all about perspective. Hey guys, welcome. Hello, hello. Um, Happy New Year's, yes. And it's about like, again, I think this is just furthering what I was just talking about, where it's like when it comes to matters of the heart and feelings and emotions, you have to try to focus on the positive. You have to believe that magic can happen. Like, I just love this depiction because, like, what is even happening right now? You know what I mean? It's almost like she's like watching these things swirl and watching these things manifest. And the cups are kind of like over here, like on this like brokenness, but they're not buried. They're not turned over. Like, they're still there. Like, there's a big shift in perspective that's needing to happen. And rewiring your brains and your thoughts about like your feelings and emotions. And then the card that flew out of the deck, this is the High Priestess card. So this card is about trusting your intuition, trusting your higher self, trusting that little voice inside your head that is speaking to you. But you know what happens is you have trauma, you have anxiety, you have bad experiences, you have the fucking internet and social media telling you things. And then the next thing you know, you're in your head or your heart, or I'm sorry, you're in your head or your heart to make decisions. And you're not actually connecting with your higher self. You're not actually in your body. You're not actually listening to your gut. You're not actually listening to your intuition. You literally have to you have to shut off the mind, the thoughts that are not reality. You have to shut off the weird, stomach feeling where, oh, I've been down this road before. This person's hurt me, like yada, 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 whatever it is. You have to get out of those mind frames and you have to actually like be in your body and like listen to your actual gut and your higher self talk to you. But you have to shed the old ways of thinking. You have to shed the influence of society. There is just a huge emphasis on getting off the fucking internet and stop listening to bullshit people are saying on threads or on TikTok comment section videos or Instagram that is like making you think these things about yourself that are not true. It's like you've convinced yourself that things are a certain way and they're really not because you keep reading about it or seeing it. So you're like filling your mind. The algorithm is continuing to fill your mind and your space with these ideas that are not serving you. See, and then we have the Nine of Cups. So this is again, look at the difference between the 5 and the 9. Like, do we see how these cups, they're floating out of her heart chakra? My first thing I think of when I see this card, though, is all of the yellow energy. And that is solar plexus energy. And it's confidence. It's like this person is radiating out confidence and they feel good and they're content and they're happy. And they're literally jumping out of like, what is this, a box of jewels? Like cup, this is emotions, feelings, heart stuff. This is love. This is relationships. This is not a Pentacles card. It's not a card of abundance, right? But because of that, this is a card that's like this person is abundant in all of the things in life that make them feel fulfilled and happy and treasured. I just think it's really pretty, the coloring and the blue hair sticking out to me. If somebody has blue hair, that means something. Also like the pot of gold, very like leprechaun Irish energy sticking out. But I feel like again, it's just talking about like exuding confidence, believing something. We don't fake it till we make it because, spirit and the law of attraction, it goes by like vibration and what we really feel. But the more you fake it and the more you just try to convince yourself of something, eventually you do believe it. And then energetically, spirit will catch up with you, right? That's why that works. Because eventually over time, it'll catch up with you. Also, in the same breath, if you're down in the dumps and you're energetically not in alignment with what you want, that is not a good place to start manifesting what you want. That is not it. You need to wait, take a fucking nap, as Abraham Hicks say, go for a walk, realign, reassess, and just shut it off and wait until you're in a positive place before you try to do that. And then we have the beautiful Sun card. Again, look at this. And then look what's happening here. It's very similar energy, right? And this is a card about vitality and health and childlike love and energy. And it's just a really feel good card. And this is another major arcana card where it's like, and also the number 19, if that means anything to anybody. That number has been coming up a lot for me today. Um, it's just like a feel good card. And this person is like surrendering to vitality. And it's almost like, saying like, okay, I give up the struggle. I no longer want to let these old stories be my narrative. Like this, just because things have always been the way in the past doesn't mean they have to be that way in the future. Just because A, B, and C always happened in my family doesn't mean it has to happen to me. Just because things have always been like this, it doesn't happen. It's like Spirit is literally saying, change it, own it, accept it. Things do not have to be as they were. You can change things with the power of your thoughts and your belief system and the way that you move through life. You are not stuck in anything just because your ancestors were or because history says that you were, or anything like that. One more card. This is the Four of Pentacles. This person is holding on. Fours are about stability in general, and this person is holding on for dear life. This is a very peaceful version of this card. I said that at 11:11 on the time clock, but it feels like, actually, it feels very strongly of like the idea of holding on to like ancestral thing, and like because things were always done a certain way, or like we always had to have this belief system, we always had to have this practice, and like letting these old habits and thoughts and beliefs or literal even things that belong to people that are no longer with us, you're not going to lose the connection. I said that at 1133 on the clock. You're not going to lose the connection with somebody. You're not going to lose the ancestral tie. You can evolve and shift and change and move through life in a way that better serves you at this time and space. And it's not dishonoring your ancestors. It is not doing harm to the past. That is not it. It is such a generational thing right now to be changing the past and like rewriting it and healing. And again, just because things were done a certain way doesn't mean they have to be done that way. I'm getting a lot of like, this is giving me like Middle Eastern energy for some reason over here. And then my eyes are going to this symbol on her eyes or her earrings. And then I was looking at the eyeshadow on her eyes. So again, like, pay homage to your ancestors, love them, thank you for their guidance, thank you for them helping you get to where you are, and then trust that you can move forward and do what better serves you in this timeline. And it is not doing a disservice to them, and it is not being grateful to them. And also, very specifically, people are holding on to physical items that are not those people, and allowing yourself to like clear that space out energetically like will help you release some of these ancestral ties that are kind of holding you back. Okay, Happy New Year.